up 18% in 3 months of trading on my swing trading account. You can see this is a 3 month chart and a little under 3 months. I think I started on June 10th, and then this is through the end of August, but trading $1,000 account. Ran across this video by Trading Stocks, which is a YouTube channel that I've come to like. I've talked about that in my last few videos. But this specific video, he is talking about this swing trading reversal strategy. And I've shared with you guys before, just based on time and my account size and everything like that, and just easing back into it, I felt like swing trading is the best thing for me. You can go check out my other video for the 3 or 4 different benefits that I've found with swing trading over day trading, especially when you're just starting to really get serious about it in my situation. But he talks about this specific strategy he calls the reversal strategy. And if you really want to know what it is, just go watch this video. I should link it in the description if I remember when I get done with this. So go check that out. But I really love that Trey talks about coding, and I don't necessarily care about the coding part, but it's cool that in Thinkorswim that you can code and you can create custom things. Or if you don't know anything about coding, then you can at least just put indicators in there and it tells you when to buy and sell, right? When the indicator does this, you buy. When it does this, you sell. And I just think it's so objective and it's awesome and you can test it. And maybe the win rates aren't as good as some of the subjective stuff like chart patterns and things like that, but you can still be super profitable and successful as a trader from what I feel like and what I've seen in my experience. So anyway, so we're using this indicators um, to do this. I wanted to also share this as honest feedback because I think there's a lot of BS out there, especially on YouTube, and people saying they're getting crazy results, and some of them probably are, but I am testing those results. And so far, we're only 3 months into forward testing, but 18%, I'll take that. I'll take that any day. We're going to see over the next 3 months, 6 months, if this continues to be successful. I think if it's successful over the next 2 to 3 months more, I'll add a little more money to this account and just keep going from there. I did do some back testing, and one cool thing you can see right here in this is his custom back test label. You have to pay for it. I haven't done that yet. It's not a lot. I think it's, $40 a month or $300 a year, something like that. But you get access to this back testing label, which I think is awesome, especially the max drawdown and things like that. But Thinkorswim has it's down here. It's this green one that showing on his chart. It's the floating P&L, and it shows, I think the line's in the way, but it is a rough way to back test. And that's what I used initially. And then I did some manual back testing based on this strategy. And it seemed like it worked really well. And as you've seen my results in doing the forward testing. Um, Right now, I'm just buying one share of each stock that meet this criteria. And it's two things. It's the strategy, but in order to find, filter out the 44,000 stocks or whatever to find the few stocks that actually are meeting the criteria of the strategy, I've set up a filter, or not a filter, they call it a scanner, where it scans for stocks. And that usually returns anywhere between 20 and 50. I've seen up to 80 one day. Obviously, because of my budget, I don't have enough, so I'm sorting it by the call sizzle index, which I'll be honest with you, I don't totally understand what that is at all. I just know that calls are options, and it's people that are saying they think the price is going to go up. And so I'm like, hey, that makes sense if it's on a dip and people think it's going to go up. But I need to learn more about that because I could be totally wrong. But for now, that's what I'm doing. Um, a lot of days I can only buy one more stock because my whole $1,000, 1,800 or $1,100 budget is allocated in stocks already. And then if I need to scale into stocks or into positions, I do. So you'll see in my shorts that I'm sharing that, I might only take one new position or scale into a couple positions. That's all just based on budget. And I do need to figure out how to, as I increase budget, like, am I going to take all 20 stocks if I can? Or am I going to focus on like five and take more shares of each stock, right? Because I could buy one share of 20 stocks, or I could say, I'm going to take the top five and buy 5 to 10 shares of each one of those. So I need to refine that strategy more as I add budget. And then the last thing that I really like, and he hasn't talked about it in a while, but he did talk about in his channel at one point, which I was not aware of, are these SEC and FINRA fees. Now, when you're only trading a couple of shares, it's not really that big of a deal. But it's still a fee that I wasn't aware of. I've never seen anybody talk about, but this guy. So, kudos to him for sharing that. The FINRA fee, as you can see, it's like basically a penny a share, or I think somewhere it says $28 per $1 million traded or something like that. So really not a lot, but something to be aware of. And then I think it says if you go over $8.30, you can't, it's not going to be more than that. Where was the other one? The SEC fee. So yeah, the SEC also had a fee, and at one point it was like $1 a share or something like that. But as you can see right here, they must change this once in a while, or I think it says every 60 calendar days, right? So as of right now, it's zero. So the only fees, assuming you use a commission-free trading account, which pretty much all of them are now with big stocks, this fee right here, but because I'm only doing one share, it's like, okay, I might get a penny charge per share I trade, so I'm not really worried about that. But just interesting things when I hear something like, hey, there's these other fees that are not associated with commissions. It always perks my interest because all these traders go crazy, and then sometimes they're just what they're saying isn't feasible based on the fees. Especially in the last video, I talked about spreads, and then some people are talking about um, scalping, which is basically where you like buy a stock and then sell it 2 minutes later. And they're like, oh, if you buy enough shares and it only goes up 5 cents, you can make 50 or $100. And it's like, yeah, but if the spread is 10 cents, you have to get at least 10 cents move in order to even break even. So I talk about that in a little more detail, about spreads, at least a little more detail in the next last video. Thanks for watching. Keep following me as I continue to update you on my results. I'll probably do a full recap like this at the end of each month about my trading results, and then each day I'll throw up, a quick short about the trades I'm taking and how many positions and stuff like that.